Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing a collective haul. Most of the items that I got are candles. Some of them I got them at Ross, the rest I got them at HomeGoods, and then towards the end I'll show you the two candle holders that I picked up from a small business. Really cute. Anyways, first off, I'll show you the HomeWorx by Slatkin&Co candles. It's a bit odd because for the past month or so, the website, it appears to be open, but you aren't able to place an order, which is really odd. I think from Susie's video, Susie from Susie's Candle Addiction, she said that I think she had issues with her order. I believe as of right now, the only place you can buy HomeWorx candles would maybe be QVC, or if you find them at retail stores like the TJX stores or Ross. So I have recently placed an order on QVC. And I really like the candles, so I ended up placing another order because I think I had a $5 off coupon. Normally, I wouldn't like paying more than like $15 for a 4-wick, 18-ounce Slatkin&Co candle, but I really like the scent, and I feel like I haven't seen that particular scent in, the discount stores. So anyways, first off, I feel like Ross has really stepped up their HomeWorx candle game. I think I go to a total of like 3 or 4 locations, and this isn't like every day or like every other day. It's maybe twice a week, and I kind of use that as my leisure time, like let's get away from the house because I work remotely from home. So in that Ross store, this was when I think I had gone to a Bath and Body Works location because the semi-annual sale is happening. I don't think I bought anything at that Bath and Body Works, and then there's a Jamba Buy there, and then I thought, hey, maybe let's stop by the Ross. And my sister, sometimes she's like, oh, I need to get back to work, or I got an email, but this time the timing worked out. And now the 4-wick 18-ounce candles retail for $10.99. And if you know anything, on the Slatkin&Co website, when it was, working, functional, they retail $30. So even on QVC, I think in a dual pack or whatever, they normally cost like $42 plus tax. And then even if you find them in singles, I believe that the cheapest you might get it for would maybe be $12, but then sometimes, since it's so cheap, you have to pay like $3, $5 or something for shipping and handling. So when I saw this scent, I almost lost it because I thought, no way. I've heard a lot of good reviews or just like comments on this particular fragrance, and the packaging looks pretty recent. It's very pretty. I almost bought all the ones there, but then again, I've never burned this candle before, but it smells very nice. So I ended up getting a total of 3 of these sugared lychee. I don't know why I say lychee. I never say lychee. Sugared lychee martini candles. And the packaging is super nice. I love, like, if I ever have a martini, which I don't, I probably have a margarita. I love the rim. I personally like my margaritas rimmed with sugar, but I'm sure you don't really care about that. Anyway, so the fragrance notes are chilled premium vodka, sweet lychees, raw cane sugar, and hint of vermouth. Pour date appears to be December 18th, 2023. And I believe that is the pour date for all of these, actually. Yeah, so that's going to be the pour date for all of them. And then the retail price is $10.99. So I believe this is my sister's candle, so I don't want to mix them up. But I was really surprised because I thought this was going to be a super boozy scent, but it smells very sweet. It almost reminds me of like very juicy lychee. And there's one variety that I'm thinking that this is, which I believe there's a sweetheart lychee. That is one of the sweeter lychees that you can find. I was contemplating for a second to get a lychee tree here. They have it at garden centers, well, specific garden centers. It's a little bit harder to find, but I heard that lychee trees, they have off or alternating years where sometimes you will have an abundant crop, let's say in 2026, then you'll have nothing in 2027, or the tree will focus on growth. And then the following year, it'll like pick back up. So then I thought, oh, I wouldn't really want that because I do have a Haas. I'm getting way off track, but I have a Haas avocado and it's alternate bearing. So next year, we're not going to have anything. And this year we had about, I think like 22 or 24 avocados. Going back to this candle, it smells like, I would just say like cream, kind of like a milkshake, very sweet, rich, and yet juicy at the same time. I really love it. And I'm like tempted to think that there might be a rose note that is not listed in here, because I do get a soft floral and I don't see it listed in here. When I read vodka, I think that's going to smell like straight up rubbing alcohol, but that is not what I get at all. So they had 2 more of these candles, and maybe if I see them again, because I don't normally frequent this Ross, then I will, pick it up, because let's say they don't burn that well. I think that this is a scent that my aunt would really love, because I'm still gifting her candles. She still isn't buying any on her own. And this is a scent that I think that she'd really enjoy. So yeah, that was a total win, total score. All right, and then the next one is a recent pickup. I have a review on this candle in the 4-wick. I did see this, I think it was like 2022 or 2023 at the TJ Maxx that I frequent, but back in the day, those used to retail $16.99. So I would hopefully buy this in a 4-wick, but they only had a 3-wick. And when I had it in the 4-wick, it did perform, and it was one of my favorite scents that I've had from HomeWorx. And that is this orange creamsicle candle. I do know that, who is it? Angela Boots and Mascara on YouTube. I think that this scent was, I don't know if it was like too sickeningly sweet, too bubbly. I don't know. If she's watching this, like, I think that's what was the issue with this candle. Or, I mean, there's several issues that can happen with HomeWorx candles, so maybe it was the performance as well. I believe that the pour date is February 13th, 2025. Fragrance notes: sweet orange, vanilla cream, mandarin, and fruit nectar. So this one does have the dust cover along with the sugared lychee martini candles. And this one, to me, doesn't really smell like an orange creamsicle. I feel like it focuses more on the orange soda note, which I really love. And I also really love mandarin and orange notes in candles, specifically mandarin, because I feel like mandarin is more, not tart, but it's got like a little kind of zest to it, and it's much sweeter than your regular orange. I feel like oftentimes orange notes can be a little bit like flat or one-dimensional, I guess, if that's the best way I can describe it. And there's a lot of varieties of mandarins out there. I have a total of, I think, 2 mandarin trees here, and I love them. Well, one is a mandarin tree, but it's technically a tangerine tree. Anyways, so if you're interested, I do have a review posted on this in the 4-wick candle, and the retail price of this one is, I believe, $8.99. Yeah, so honestly, it's pretty much, I think, a better deal to find a 4-wick. But at Ross, I think either way, you're getting a deal, right? All right, the next 2 candles, I picked them up at HomeGoods. I was kind of kicking myself because there is one candle that I saw in this clearance aisle that I paid full price for, $12.99, and I saw it there for $7, and I had horrible performance with it. Not necessarily the burn. The burn was pretty flawless, but like strength and throw was like, where is that at? So then I decided, it sounds like a good idea to buy 2 more candles from that same brand, which I feel like I personally, just because I have a bad or like less than stellar or kind of crummy experience from one particular fragrance from a company, that doesn't necessarily mean like they're all going to suck. But also I feel like, oh, this is one that I could maybe review, because even though I think it's a small business, I feel like it's fair game, because, well, that's another rabbit hole. But I found it at a retail store, so I think that's somewhat slightly different. Okay, so the first one is Coffee Break from Milkhouse. Again, it really irks me that the net weight is not listed anywhere here, which I think is kind of illegal, but whatever. $7. So if you don't know, Milkhouse is a small business that uses soy wax infused with beeswax, so it's a slower burn. And I believe it's made in the USA. So this is Coffee Break. This smells very similar to another scent that I've tried from them. I also bought it at TJ Maxx or a TJX store, and that is Cup of Joe. This one, it almost has this like nutty nuance. It's a lot smoother than, let's say, Paris Cafe from Bath & Body Works. It doesn't have that bitter note. It does smell a bit creamier. And for $7, I'm willing to try it out. And then the other candle that I got from them, it is in the scent Flannel and Frost. So again, I have no idea how much wax is in here. I'm estimating 12 ounces to maybe 17, but questionable. This one was on sale for $5, and I think that's because this is technically old inventory from the winter time. And I'm sure if this is winter inventory, it was probably in the store starting fall, so like almost a year ago. And then here is how it looks like. 2 wicks, again, soy wax infused with beeswax. This one smells a little bit like eucalyptus and maybe some type of mint. I don't know if it's peppermint, but it's not really that like peppermint double mint gum. So that's going to be fun to try out. So that is it for the candle purchases that I got in store. Oh no, I think I mixed up my sister's candles. Whatever, I'll have her smell it again. Okay, and then the next item or items that I picked up was from a small business. So I saw these candle holders, I think a year ago. I think I saw someone in the Bath and Body Works Instagram community post about them. And I thought, oh, these are really cute. But I think the places that they recommended or like they bought it from, I believe that the free shipping price was on order 60 or 70. And I didn't really need all of the candle holders. And long story short, I couldn't meet the minimum free shipping threshold. And then I was like searching again because I think someone else had posted them, because a lot of people are burning, not summer, are burning fall candles, even though the summer just started. And so I saw, I think I did like a Google search or something, and then I saw the price of this and I thought, wow, is this a clearance price? And I think that this particular store was clearancing out their Halloween inventory, I think maybe from 2025. So I placed an online order to a small business called Monkeys of Houston. I double checked because you spell the name Monkee. So at first I thought, is it Monkey? But no, it's Monkeys of Houston, I'm pretty sure. So I got 2 candle holders, and the reason why I got 2 is because one for my sister, one for myself. I added 2 just to see, oh, like what would be the price point, and one of them came out to $5. So here, let me show you the kind of receipt that I had. And I thought, well, of course I'm getting 2 then. So it turned out that one candle holder was $9.99. So it was a BOGO 50 deal. And then the second one ended up being $5. Shipping is $10, so that's kind of a lot. And that made both of these $24.99. So what is that, like $12 each? And the normal retail price of these candle holders is, I think, $19, $20, $21, anything like that. So let me remove all this like packing. All right, so here are the 2 candle holders that I picked out. Super cute. These are from the brand, I believe, Mud Pie. So I believe Monkeys of Houston is kind of like a boutique that they source the inventory or the products. So they don't make the product, they kind of just resell. I think it's kind of like a middleman type situation, because I believe that the actual company that makes the product is called Mud Pie. Because I've also seen other companies like Rust and Cinder and some other boutiques in like other states and stuff. And since this was in Houston, so Texas, it arrived, I want to say within, actually, it arrived in like 2 weeks or like 1.5 weeks, because it took a while for the product to ship. I think it took maybe a week processing and shipping time. And then the actual like UPS or FedEx or whatever carrier they used to my house, it was more like 4 days or so. All right, so I was down between the stacked pumpkin and the black jack-o'-lantern one. I thought that the white ghost one was really cute, but you know, just between you and me, the closer I looked at it, if you have kids, cover their ears, it looked like a blow-up sex doll. And then the closer I looked to it, it looked like a blow-up sex doll with white heads, because it has like little bumps. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, that was kind of funny. So a 3-wick candle does fit here. I mainly burn Bath and Body Works candles, and even from small businesses, I think the trend is to now have 2-wick candles. So I'm pretty sure this fits anything but a HomeWorx, what do you call it? A HomeWorx 4-wick, and maybe like the new Kringle 3-wick candles. And obviously they're larger vessels. Here is the name, Stacked Pumpkin in $19.99. And I really like this. Here, I think you can even put like potentially fairy lights or like a little tea light, not an actual tea light, you know, like the fake one. And then here is the actual logo, the Mud Pie one. You can easily remove it. I don't think this will scuff my furniture, but I might put little like stoppers at the bottom. So yeah, super cute. Ooh, I actually can use it right now to demo it. So let me pretend to put something on here. My bed is very lopsided. Oh yes, I think this is definitely where I sit the most. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to move the angle, but just know that my bed is very lopsided. So this is stable when you actually put it on a level ground. All right, so here is how it looks like to get an idea. So it does fit, I think, 2-wick candles. I think it fits even like the now discontinued Kringle large 2-wick tumblers. So yeah, super cute. I'm going to give one to my sister, and I think she already has a spot for hers. Since it's terracotta, I do know that terracotta does change. Normally, terracotta is used, at least how I have it, it's in pots or like planters. So when water comes into contact with it, it does kind of change it to like this white kind of bleached look. I don't know how it will wear with, just putting candles on it, but I have a feeling that it will look even spookier. So yeah, that is it for this collective haul. Overall, I had a great experience with that small business, Monkeys of Houston. I really loved that I found this like very popular sugar lychee martini candle. Hopefully it does perform. And yeah, very happy to be reunited with Orange Creamsicle because I did enjoy it in a 4-wick candle. And I think that's also one of my sister's favorite HomeWorx candles. I think she said she really loves that one along with Strawberry Milkshake. But okay, I'm losing my breath. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Okay,